Hi, if you're struggling with your forehand, making a lot of mistakes, don't have any power, then this video is the right one for you. Hi, my name is Adrian. I used to play professional tennis and now I help people to win more matches. In this video, I will show you the fundamentals of a great, strong forehand. I will show you step by step things and skills you can develop so you will have the best forehand of your life and you'll start winning way more matches. First things first, we're gonna start with the right grip. What's the correct grip on the forehand? There are many different ways in how you can grip the forehand. The most common one and the one with the most advantages is the semi-western forehand grip. The easiest way to find the grip is like this. You're gonna put the racket on the ground. Once the racket is on the ground, you're just gonna go with your hand on top of the racket and then you should have the right grip. This is the semi-western grip and this will give you the most advantages and the least disadvantages. There are some other grips like the western grip or the eastern grip which are also used by many tennis players, but they both have maybe more disadvantages than advantages, and in the modern tennis game, the semi-western grip is the right one for you. So once you have the right grip, we can start now developing your shot. A very common mistake many people make is they miss in the net very often. If you're one of those people, the next following minutes are very important for you. If you miss your forehand shot in the net, the most common mistake you are making is that at the contact point, your racket is not under the ball. This is very, very crucial. You will see this with every professional player, that before they hit the shot, the racket face is under the ball. I want you to imagine that the ball is a clock. And if you imagine on the top of the ball is 12 o'clock and on the bottom of the ball is 6 o'clock. Many people hit the ball at this point, which would be like 11 or 10 o'clock. And this is not the right way. You should hit the ball at 7 or 8 o'clock, where you are coming under the ball. This will create more topspin and a more safe and secure shot. Once you understand this, that coming under the ball is very important, the next step is creating your perfect loop. A common mistake people make is they start the loop from down and then they come on top and then they hit the ball in the net. The right way would be we start the loop on top, we let our racket drop and then we can hit the ball with a lot of topspin and a high net clearance. So it should look a little bit like this. A great way to develop this loop in your forehand is the following visual. I want you to imagine when you're standing sideways an infinity sign. So you're gonna make with your hand, with your racket, you're gonna swing a figure 8. So this means you start at the top, then you're gonna drop, and then from downwards you're gonna hit the shot. And at the end, this infinity sign or figure 8 is open, not like an infinity which is closed, but this infinity sign is open. So we start here, we drop, and then we hit upwards. And if you imagine this, then you're gonna have the perfect loop in your forehand. A next common mistake people make is they do not have the correct weight transfer. What does weight transfer mean? It means that you can put your body weight behind the ball and transfer it into the ball. This will help you develop a much stronger, faster tennis shot. Most common mistake people make here is that when they're standing sideways, both feet are pointing towards the side. This is very hard to create a strong shot like this, because when you're hitting the ball like this, you're blocking with your right hip, you're blocking yourself, and it's hard to really follow through because your left toes are pointing towards the side and then you're always blocking yourself. So this is a very common mistake, but it's also very easy to fix. And the first fix would be that when you're stepping into the ball, you're gonna step with your left foot and the toes are pointing more in front. And then from here, you can put your knees forwards, your weight into the ball, and then transfer the weight in front. This is one thing. The second thing is that most people, they only walk, they run left to right. We want to run from here and then step into the ball and transfer our weight in front. The next mistake is that people do not use the whole kinetic chain. What does that actually mean? It means that the power in the forehand does not only come from the arm, it comes from the whole body. So it starts with the legs, we transform it into the hips, and then we're going to release the energy into our arm and into the ball. This is the whole kinetic chain. So you can create a lot of power with your legs. If you look at the best tennis players in the world, like for example Jannik Sinner, he always stays very low, goes very low with his knees, with his legs, and he transforms all that power into the shot. So one thing I always say to my players is we build the player from the ground up, which means the footwork on the forehand is very, very important. On every shot it's very important, but it will also help you have a better forehand. If you want to use your whole kinetic chain, I want you to imagine a compression spring, which means you're storing your energy, you're coiling your body, and then you release it into the ball. You're storing the energy, you coil everything and release everything into the shot. That will dramatically improve the power in your forehand. Another very common mistake with tennis players is that they're too stiff in the wrist. They want to play with a lot of muscle power, but it's very important that you stay loose, that your wrist is very loose and that you're not flexing the muscles too much. If you're too stiff, it's very difficult to create power and you're gonna miss a lot of shots. So try to relax your wrist, try to relax your arm before the shot, because once you hit the shot, of course, you're going to contract your muscles, otherwise the racket will fly away. So it's important at the beginning that you really focus on staying loose before you hit the ball. This will also help you get your racket face under the ball more. Remember at the beginning, as I told you, it's very important that you hit under the ball. This, when you stay loose, then you're going to drop your arm more naturally and you can create more spin and more power. So this is a very important tip. Don't grip your racket too hard on the forehand and stay loose in your arm and your wrist especially. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know how these tips worked for you. If you're still struggling with your tennis or your forehand, if you're still struggling to win more matches, let me know and I'll come back to you. Auf geht's!